Hey Shay.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Are we
I'm
starting?
doing. Oh yeah, we're starting. I think we're starting.
Oh, okay, good. Well, hey there, in.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
This it's an interesting time for us to record.
Yeah.
This might be our first ever podcast. Is gonna be our COVID special.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. This also happens to be the WandaVision wrap-up episode, huh?
Yep. So good timing, at least. We're both
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah. If you call it that.
Yeah,
uh,
you and I, we pretty much watched the show from the beginning, and we've been trying to talk about it forever. And you even put a cone of silence on me at one point, like, nope, don't talk about it.
dude, that's because you stay up till 3 on Friday morning when it releases, and then you come to work, and then you want to talk about it, where
In
I haven't
fairness,
watched it yet.
in fairness, it's because I get home from work at 2.
Well, okay, yeah, but still.
I don't know. Everybody else was able to watch it and keep up with me. You were the only one.
I'm sorry I'm not up to your level.
At least you admit it.
But anyway, it was I enjoyed it thoroughly. All 9 episodes. I think it was pretty good. What are your
Yeah, I
thoughts?
really enjoyed the show. Like from the beginning, I did like that they did the 2 episode chunk in the beginning. I mean, I could see some people's criticisms with it being week by week, the first 3 episodes really only being the sitcom, and it
Yeah,
was
but
just
uh, I don't
no, I'm
know.
not I still enjoyed that,
Yeah,
but I
I
could
enjoyed it too.
understand why some people got frustrated.
I think it's the Netflix releasing everything all at once now. Like people have just begun to just binge everything.
Yeah, and not just begin. It's like that's been going on for years. I mean, you couldn't watch like Stranger Things or something at your own pace. If you didn't watch it in the first day, everybody had already spoiled everything.
Right, exactly. I mean, I kind of enjoyed looking forward to Friday.
Yeah, I did too, which is one thing that I liked about this. Like I haven't had that kind of thing in a while, but with shows like The Mandalorian and The Boys, I've been digging this, especially their shorter seasons and
Yeah,
their
yeah.
high quality shows.
I do like the shorter seasons though. 24 episodes in a season in a year was a little rough, but anywhere between 8 to 12 is good, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like high quality content. There's no fillers, there's no nothing.
Yeah, which does bring up like one thing. These episodes were a little short.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of wanted more after every episode.
Yeah, especially like the beginning, it was really like, oh, the episodes are the length of a sitcom. They're like 23 minutes, but then there's opening and closing credits that are like 10 minutes, 12 minutes long.
Right. No, definitely, definitely. But I think it was, let's say, 20 minutes of runtime,
Hmm.
quality 20 minutes of runtime.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
And I mean, Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, like, holy damn.
They
They
killed it.
were, yeah, they were just great together.
Well, their chemistry was good in Avengers, I think. So they just continued that.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to explore in the Avengers though, which was like, maybe at times they were a little too rushed, like they didn't have a lot of time together.
Yeah, they were kind of side characters at that point.
Yeah,
Mm.
but this show really like gave that opportunity to really flesh everything out.
All right, so our little niche crowd that we're trying to do. So I was thinking of a name for this channel, right? What do
Uh-huh.
you think about nerd tenders?
I had a similar thought when you proposed the idea,
Yeah.
but like maybe for now if we just keep Nerd Vector and we make this the Barcast.
We could do that. That works too.
Yeah, I like after you and I talked about that, like I ran through some names. I'm like, I kind of like Barcast.
Barcast isn't bad. You're not wrong. But anyway, I have a point to this segue because it seemed very unnatural. But the segue is
I knew what you were going for, but hold on. Drum roll.
yeah, yeah. Talk about unnatural segues. Anyway,
We're gonna make drinks.
pretty much. But no, what I want to say is the Wanda drink you made when we were recording a few episodes back. I think it fits perfectly now after the series is over.
Yeah?
Yeah, because one. Okay, so hear me out. You put
Yes.
the pickle juice, right? The peppercini
Yep.
juice.
Yep.
So in this entire series, Wanda was the hero and the villain.
Yeah, so for the drink that we made for Wanda, it was started out as a simple Cosmo, just vodka, triple sec, cranberry juice, and I ended up adding in a bit of pepperoncini juice that made it like tangy. Like it gave it. I mean, if anyone out there is a fan of picklebacks, a very unique taste, a bit of vinegar in there. I actually sipped on that drink. I enjoyed that one, but I feel like it's definitely like a niche drink.
Yes, I agree. But the sweetness and the spiciness, I think goes pretty well.
Yeah, and somebody even suggested to me could use a bit of raspberry liqueur in it.
Hmm, that might be good. We gotta try it out.
I might have to try that.
We gotta try that out.
But that's what we do here. We have fun. We theorize drinks for like everything we're watching and playing, and then I usually try to go and make them.
And if you haven't noticed, we're awkward as shit.
Yep, that too. That too. Doesn't help that we're both on the tail end of dying.
Oh yeah, kinda. It's okay.
Yeah, hopefully it just gets better in time,
Yeah,
or it
bro.
gets exponentially worse.
No. I think we're on the tail end of it. Period. Yeah, that's what we do. We make drinks, and we're nerds, and we talk about stuff.
Yep, we like stuff. Comic books, video games, TV shows, movies, like little bit a bunch of stuff sprinkled in.
All right, so here's my question to you. What major theories did you have that didn't pan out in the series?
Oh, that's actually a good one.
Yeah, I want to start off with that because there was so much hype created around this series that there were so many theories going around on the internet, in our heads. We've talked on the phone, in person about theories, and which ones to you stood out that didn't pan out?
Well, if I was gonna say, I thought in some level Mephisto was gonna be involved, and with the activation of the Darkhold at the end, that's not to say he won't come into play at some point, like in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, but um, I was kind of on the the rabbit, what was it, Mr. Scratchy?
Uh huh. Yeah.
I was sure that he was gonna pan out to be in the comic books. Was it Old Scratch or um, there's another one, but it's Agatha's son. Um, they were names for Mephisto and Agatha's son, were similar. I saw that theory thrown out around a lot, and I thought like that had some credence. But the
Nicholas Scratch.
yes, yes.
Sorry, I have
The
Wikipedia's open.
good, because I will forget things. The director came out though and said they actually had shot an alternate scene that was meant to be in the second to last episode, I believe, where the boys go up to Mr. Scratch down in the basement, and he actually had a transformation sequence into like a little demon familiar kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, we saw um, the rabbit eat a freaking locust, so we knew he wasn't like a normal rabbit. Like
No, definitely not.
I'm okay with him being some kind of witch's familiar little demon monster.
Well, he has to be. Agatha Harkness in the comics and stuff. She always has a familiar, right? If I remember correctly, she has a cat.
I do remember a cat. I
It becomes other animals. Yeah, I think it becomes other animals. It's not really a cat.
she also she's a complicated character in the comics because she's not always a bad guy. In fact, her first introduction was taking care of Sue and Reeve Richards' son,
Okay.
and she
So
revealed herself to be all magical and a little twisted, but
right,
she had good intentions.
right. But okay, Wikipedia says her familiar, a cat named Ebony, is in reality a powerful extra-dimensional creature. So
Makes sense.
makes sense, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is where we get all our information around here.
Oh please, I can't remember what I ate for lunch today.
I had roast beef.
I had Popeyes.
Ooh.
Yo, today was the first day I've had a craving for anything in like 3 weeks. So I'm just like, I went all in, and we got Popeyes.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, and I got 16 pieces for 2.5 people. So I have Popeyes for days.
Oh, that's beautiful. I actually had to I actually had to legitimately think about it when our friend Dalton offered to come bring me some groceries, and on the way, him and his girlfriend were like, "Hey, you want KFC? We're gonna get KFC."
And you
And I was
said
like,
no?
"Yeah, I was still in like the thralls of the worst of being sick.
You are an idiot.
I couldn't taste anything."
Anyway, let's get back on track. You have any other theories that didn't pan out?
Mm, no, there were little things like Vision's creation in terms of like how did he come back?
Yeah, that surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, I liked that reveal. I thought there was something definitely fishy about her taking the body, but I didn't have a real concept of how he had come back, which makes so much sense. I talked to you about this when he tried to leave the bubble and he was being like sucked back in piece by
Right,
piece.
right. If he was a real body, he wouldn't get disintegrated, right?
Yeah, he would have just like fallen apart, right? Like gone back to that like white light purple face that we saw in her, for lack of a better word, vision when she turned around after blasting Monica Rambeau out of the house
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
saw him as dead.
Quote unquote dead Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But I like the part where, what did she say the reasoning was? It was manifested with a part of the Mind Stone that's within her.
Yes, yes. That it was their shared memories and the power of the Mind Stone within her, which I like that. I always figured that would be the case. That's why I always kind of linked that to why her and Vision had a little unspoken attraction right from the beginning because of her connection to the Mind Stone.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah. I didn't even connect that. But so, do the stones come back? Because technically in this reality, the stones were destroyed.
Yes, and that could be a point of, I mean, a lot could come about from Wanda messing around with the Darkhold book. Um, Before we move on to that, though, were there any other theories for you that didn't pan out?
What an awkward segue. We are the kings of awkward segues.
Yep, we'll get the hang of it.
Well, here's one. Remember we talked about what was her name? Debbie? Hold up. No.
Was it the
Dottie.
one
Dottie.
neighbor?
Dottie.
Yeah, from the homeowners association.
Right. So one of my theories was that Wanda was going to create the X-Men or create mutants.
Oh
Because,
yeah, I didn't even think of this one
right,
that didn't pan out.
right.
Hmm.
So
Go ahead.
when Pietro was introduced, right, recast, quote unquote, right,
Yeah,
I was
love
like,
that.
they're actually going to do it, right?
Yeah.
But it was Agatha just controlling another native of Westview, basically, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. To my understanding, he was actually the real neighbor, Wanda's house.
right. But I thought that Dottie was Emma Frost, and that because of what's going on with Westview, that she was going to create mutants in this reality, that she was going to turn into a mutant and be Emma Frost.
Okay. Yeah, I actually totally thought they were gonna do a reverse House of M at
Right.
the end of this
Something
show.
like that.
Like either the people in Westview or a huge shockwave from like the bubble exploding or something was going to cause something like that, which we did get a little bit of because it did awaken powers in Monica Rambeau.
Well, yeah, she became photon, right? But
Yeah.
they're inside. There had to be radiation or some
Yes.
type of
Well,
something.
they described a shit ton of radiation, so
Right. So everybody inside of Westview, gets some of them, not all of them, gets mutated.
yeah, I was very down for that idea.
That was my theory. I want Avengers vs X-Men. That's what I want.
Yes, but we did get a Mutants movie announced.
Did we really?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. I don't know when it's gonna be. Um, yeah, you type away there.
I got it.
Yeah, I think it's a couple of years down the pipe. And somebody brought up to me that WandaVision was not meant to be the first of the Phase 4 releases, as it has been.
Well, it was supposed to be Winter Soldier, I believe. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and I think it was supposed to be Black Widow, Falcon, Winter Soldier, and that might have been it for now. But as they said, those shows might have set up more of the idea of what's going to happen with mutants going forward, or the movie and the show.
Oh, it's literally called The Mutants.
Yes.
I did not know that.
They've done too much with X-Men titles. They got to do something different.
I think it says it's currently being developed as a feature film and is intended to be a reboot of the X-Men franchise.
Yes.
So the third reboot, or technically second reboot, third series.
It's tough to say. Because the other one was like a prequel / reboot. Who knows?
Look. Yeah. First Class and all that. I enjoyed the movies. I just didn't think it was anything great.
Yeah, they weren't spectacular. I enjoyed the first one though.
But anyway, I am a big fan of the X-Men, the original animated X-Men that came out when I was in elementary school. That's what I grew up on. I just want the X-Men in this cinematic universe because
same. I grew up on that show myself. I'm just a couple years younger than you. I was probably watching that when I was 3, and I just fell in love with all those characters.
Yeah, I just want that because the X1 and X2 and 3 they were okay. They weren't bad, but they were okay.
Yeah. We'll never get a better Wolverine than Hugh Jackman.
No, I don't think so. He's the embodiment of it. He has to pass the torch at some point. So I'm sure that he has to get recast in this if it's a full reboot.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what they trolled us so hard in WandaVision, but the idea of WandaVision not supposed to come out in the order that it did, we might have had more of an idea of Evans Peters' character wasn't really a mutant or Quicksilver from a different dimension, that it was more of a tongue-in-cheek, like it was originally played. They recast,
Yeah, they literally, freaking Darcy. Kat Dennings was really good as Darcy, though.
Oh, yeah, no, love her sass throughout it.
Her one-liners are amazing. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Well, if we had seen some of these other movies and shows first, maybe we would have taken it more of a tongue-in-cheek nod and a joke rather than the internet exploding.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. And the following weeks, like everybody related to the show even came out and said, okay, at this point, everybody temper your expectations a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the first big Marvel thing that came out since Endgame. So I think everybody had very high expectations.
Well, since Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, since Spider-Man, but like it was like yeah, definitely the hype was there.
I mean, everybody's coming off the tail end of a year of quarantine and no new releases of anything Marvel related and the acquisition of all these new characters. Everybody is thirsty for something.
Let's just say everybody had a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, that is very accurate.
Yeah, idle hands creates something. What was the saying?
The idle hands are the devil's plaything.
There we go. That's exactly what it is.
Idle hands are Mephisto's plaything.
I don't know. I still think Mephisto's gonna make an appearance at some point.
Yeah, I think it's a reasonable proposal. There is all the talk that in China they don't allow any reference to the devil in any foreign films.
Oh yeah, I did hear something like that. They don't like reincarnation either.
Yeah, and there was something about ghosts for a long time, but apparently they eased up about ghosts. Um, and that might put a damper on it, but then again, Mephisto isn't actually the devil.
No, he's not. He's a mutant, right?
No, he's a demonic character.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. The magical. This is with Doctor Strange's realm.
Yeah, he's essentially a devil character, but he's not actually the devil.
Mm.
Yeah, he's complicated.
Well,
he has teamed up with Thanos.
Well, oh yeah, he has. But your theory that the kids, it would follow more of the comics storyline that they were the limbs of Mephisto didn't pan out.
Yes, but then again, that's what I was gonna get to earlier with the at the end of the episode or the last episode, when Wanda's in the cabin and she's astral projecting and like reading the Darkhold.
Right.
And she hears the kids' voices at one point.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, like wherever they went, I guess in some way they still exist.
Well, then that would mean that her vision should still exist somewhere too.
In theory, but who knows? I mean, I half expected, I was like, there are one or two routes that they're gonna go with, Vision and White Vision at the end of the show. It's like either Vision's gonna sacrifice himself to kill White Vision, or he's going to, like, they're gonna fuse together. Like, they're gonna phase into each other and become one new Vision. Which they kind of did with the memories, I suppose, with Vision giving his memories to White Vision.
Yeah, yeah. I like the ship of Thesis philosophy that they had.
Yeah, and that was interesting. That was very Paul Bettany. I felt like, yeah, let's talk about philosophy.
Right,
and...
right. But yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about the White Vision, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in the comics, the White Vision is a thing.
Yes.
It's fairly recent, but it is a thing. Right?
Oh no! He's actually been around forever. He's just been recreated a few times. His basic
well,
backstory...
the most recent one's a year old, I believe. I'm talking about the most recent rendition of it.
Oh, okay. The basic idea of him is kind of the same of what they did in the movie here. Vision dies, they try to rebuild him, and they end up creating the White Vision, who is like emotionless.
Right. And, it wasn't a complete recreation of his personality and his memories or anything. It was basically what happened now, because they recreated him, but he wasn't. He was reset to factory settings.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I wonder if he could still lift the hammer.
That's a thing.
That might be a little nod and a test. Like, if he ever meets Thor and Thor's just like puts down well, he doesn't have Mjolnir.
No.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker.
If he puts down Stormbreaker and he's just like, lift that for me. Okay, we're good, everybody. He's good.
Well, okay. So, I mean, they left it open because the Vision is a fan favorite, right?
Yeah.
So they left it open so that Paul Bettany still has a role, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, there's a chance that the Vision actually comes back.
Yeah. And I could definitely see White Vision coming back. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the thing that you're going to hate me for. Because we're putting money on it. We have it on video.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not Wanda's Vision.
You know? I'm the one with the kid, right? You have more dad jokes than I do.
Oh, you became a dad. I was born a dad.
But, okay. See, I can't put money on it because I don't disagree with you.
You just hate me for it.
I just hate you for actually realizing it now.
Yeah, like I think they'll play it off that in some way or another they're just gonna acknowledge at some point he's not the same Vision.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I like Vision. Vision was always one of my favorite characters growing up. So I don't know why.
See, I didn't know a lot about Vision growing up.
You ever play the arcade game X-Men?
Yeah.
No, okay, not.
It wasn't that one.
Versions of it. No, there was two versions of it. The one that's popular was, the what was it? Streets of Rage, kind of like side-scrolling. That one.
Yeah, it was like Turtles in Time, like
right.
You could play with 4 people, all different X-Men. It wasn't that game. I think I know what game you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure it's called The Avengers. That one was called The Avengers.
I think it was an Avengers one, and you could fly in that game, and you could play as like Iron Man, Captain America, Vision.
Right.
And it was like a flying side-scroller multiplayer game.
Yes.
Yes.
And I would always play the Vision in that one.
Oh. See, I never played that game. I didn't even know about that game until like my 20s, I think.
Really? Well, whenever I went to arcades, or if we would go to Atlantic City, the casinos would have the arcades for the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was called Captain America and the Avengers.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That game, it was, you could play as Vision, and it was the White Vision, actually.
I almost thought it was.
Yeah, it was the White Vision.
And Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yes, that one. It was kind of like, I mean, it was the 90s arcade.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know, I loved those kind of games. I was actually surprised I didn't know about that game because I used to play the heck out of the X-Men games, Turtles in Time. Like, I was able to get Turtles in Time for my Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I got it from my Super Nintendo. Well, I had a Genesis, but my friends had the Super Nintendo, and he had Turtles in Time, and we would just...
Yeah.
We beat it once.
Really? Oh, man. I would play through that game so many times. I think, probably me and my cousin just nonstop on a... we have nothing to do for the next couple of hours. Let's play Turtles in Time.
Yeah, Turtles in Time was fun. Anyway, back to WandaVision.
This is what we do here. We get sidetracked.
Back to WandaVision. Yeah, no, I mean, introducing the Darkhold and White Vision definitely creates more avenues.
Yeah, more possibilities for the future.
Right. And well, what was that other theory that this series was going to lead into the multiverse of madness? But
Yes.
I guess her reading the Darkhold kinda does.
Yes, because Wanda or Elizabeth Olsen is supposed to be in Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
That's confirmed as far as I'm aware. And
Yeah, I believe it's confirmed as well.
yeah, and I could see that being a thing. She's been screwing around with the Darkhold for so long. She's actually reaching out into other multiverses. Maybe that's how she's trying to save her kids.
Mm,
And that's probably caused tears in reality, and Doctor Strange has to fix it, and he
right.
probably has to stop Wanda from doing this. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a bigger bad. I don't think they'll keep playing Wanda like as a bad guy, but I think they'll keep playing her as a complicated character.
Absolutely. I don't think they want to turn Wanda bad. And even in the comics, she wasn't bad. She just went crazy.
Yeah. Like, she
Mm,
legit lost her mind. Like, there are times
right.
she's been bad and done bad things, but yeah, she's not inherently an evil character in most renditions.
Right. So Doctor Strange is supposed to be the protector of Earth against anything magical, right?
Yes.
So in what was it? In Endgame. Was it Endgame? I don't know. The one where Loki comes back. No, that was it was a
Oh
Thor
no,
movie.
that was Thor 3.
Thor 3, right. When Loki comes back
Hmm.
and just he's in New York for 2 minutes,
And he
right?
gets teleported
And he
out.
gets teleported out, right?
I've been
Wanda,
falling for
right?
20 minutes.
Minutes. But Wanda captures a town for days, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't like a small amount of time, right?
Yeah, it's got to be like at least a week.
And it's in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Which is like just across the river, right?
Yeah. So
Technically.
that is a point of what the hell was Doctor Strange doing?
Exactly. That's the like I get it. I know they didn't want to do the crossover and stuff, but I'm like I feel like Doctor Strange should have stepped in here.
Yeah. No, I have that lingering feeling too. It's like it out of any character who could have cameoed, and I mean, Paul Bettany trolled the entire internet by saying like there's an amazing Luke Skywalker esque cameo early on in the series. He said that,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and then later we figure out what he actually meant. It was himself.
He's an
um,
idiot,
yeah,
but he's a very lovable idiot. I
yeah.
get
I mean,
that.
should have known from the line of "It's somebody I've wanted to work with on screen since I was a kid."
It's very a Paul Bettany thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah, he's such a bastard, and I love him for it. But
So
Doctor
do I.
Strange made the most sense. But when I kept thinking about that line from Paul Bettany, it didn't make sense. I was like, no, I don't think Benedict Cumberbatch is really that kind of person for him, and it's definitely not someone he wanted to work with since he was a kid. So that doesn't make sense. But if you were gonna bring any character in, it should have been Doctor Strange.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. So I know a lot of people guessed this correctly in hindsight, but a lot of people were like, "Yeah, Agnes is going to be Agatha Harkness, right?" And you
Yeah.
said that in
Yep.
like episode 2, I believe.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was just like the internet blew up about that so quickly. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, but my theory was that Wanda, what was it? Wanda was creating this right in her subconscious,
Hmm.
right? I didn't think anybody else was pulling the strings. You said from the beginning that Agatha was pulling the strings on this.
Yeah. That was my idea of that like she would be behind the scenes nudging And I guess that's what she ended up doing. Like, yeah, it was all the creation of Wanda's, but I can say I was right about that one.
No, I think your theory was right. I don't think it was like I wouldn't say it was like on 100%, but the theory was correct, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think breaking the fourth wall, where they reveal everything and they go on that adventure of Wanda's past.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was my favorite episode of the whole series.
I was gonna
Honestly,
say, I think very much the same. Yeah, that was the name of the episode, right? Breaking the fourth wall.
yes, yes.
That was probably the best episode. It did like an amazing job setting up like Wanda's whole character motivation.
Well, seven, and eight. Sorry, I have to correct myself. Breaking the fourth wall was Agnes's reveal,
Oh yeah,
and
and
previously, yeah,
previously on. Yes.
yeah, venture into her past. Yeah, those two episodes, they were pretty good.
Yeah. Definitely episode 8 previously on was my favorite too. That whole 7 to 9 definitely up there. That was so emotional though. Like there were times where I was getting a little choked up watching that. And you can imagine me coming home, staying up till 3 in the morning, having a whiskey, and just getting a little choked up.
You're just an emotional guy. Shush.
Yes, I am. But that was terrifying with the bomb going off and, what happened to her parents, and then just the beautiful moment with Vision after Pietro died. Um, that was like just very, very well done.
Well, what was it? They changed Wanda's origin story with that, though.
Yes, yes, they did a little bit of a retcon, but at the same time, it's not. So they really just implied before that she got her powers from the Mind Stone,
Right.
but in reality, she had powers all along, and the Mind Stone just amplified them.
Oh, okay. I could see that. I took it as the Mind Stone gave her her powers. No, that doesn't make sense, does it?
No, because what Agatha said when she was a little kid, like, oh no, you used a probability spell. Like, you didn't even realize you used a spell on that bomb to prevent it from going off. Like, it's Stark tech. If there's
Right.
one thing that those Stark weapons were good at, it was exploding.
No, 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 no. They don't explode. No. Okay. So I think in Age of Ultron, right? If I remember correctly, because I haven't watched that movie in a while, it was implied that they were experimented on, right?
Yes.
And that's how they got their powers.
Yes.
So in my head, the experimentation was from Hydra, the Mind Stone, and that's how she got her powers.
Yes. And I think what they really put forth here now is that she never realized she had powers. So, from
Right.
everyone's perspective, it seemed like the Mind Stone gave her her powers. Um, but really, it just brought them to the forefront, like, amplified them. She was also the first person to ever survive coming in contact with it. Though I liked that how, just like how she could edit in her own show, in the lab, when they tried to hit the playback on what just happened, the whole experience got wiped from film.
Well, I saw that as it happened in an instant. Like nobody else saw what she saw. Is how I took that.
I think there was definitely maybe I have to go back and rewatch it, but on that black and white security footage when they tried to play it back, I feel like there was a cut in the film.
I gotta go rewatch that then, because when I watched it, I took it as it happened in an instant.
So it brings up a thought for me, since she was the first person to survive, and before we were just putting it in our heads that, oh, her and Pietro, they actually have had the mutant gene all along, that's why they were able to survive. But if hers was more magic, then how did Pietro survive? Well, what if after her experience, she subconsciously also put a probability spell on Pietro, and his powers are really just an extension of her powers, like, and a protection against the Mind Stone killing him?
I feel like that's reaching.
Yeah? Like, because otherwise, how do you explain, like, him surviving the Mind Stone?
Mm, I think they didn't give him the Mind Stone after they had a successful test with Wanda.
Well, no, they would have had to. Like, how else did he get his speedster powers?
Hmm.
Yeah, it
We're
was.
talking MCU lore, right? We're not talking comic lore, right?
Yes, yes, yes. MCU lore.
Unfortunately, I get both of them mixed up a little
Well,
bit.
so what you said about what they put forth with the experimentation back then was that the Mind Stone gave both of them their powers. Now, I'm not retconning that the Mind Stone had something to do with him getting his powers, but maybe her having that reaction to it first and fully awakening her powers, she subconsciously protected him.
mm, I can mm, I can see that. I just think it's reaching.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if one of my other theories pans out. If no, if they ever
You
actually,
will get full credit if they ever reveal that.
yeah, that's my point in that they'll probably never reveal that. They'll just leave that one on the back burner and just be like, no, we're moving on.
No, like they might not even like
Acknowledge it
acknowledge
ever.
it ever.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's my thought. They'll probably just never acknowledge it.
No, actually, no. I looked it up on the wiki. It says that Hydra recruited Pietro and Wanda to take part in a series of tests involving the scepter. So, so let's say, so I think Pietro. So the scepter brought the mutant gene to the forefront. So Pietro had the gene, just it never manifested until he got in contact with the scepter. And same thing with Wanda.
That's most people's working theory right now, that they had the X gene, the mutant gene, all along, and that's what it did. Definitely, still the most solid theory, especially with what happened to Monica Rambeau.
Right.
But we shall see.
I mean, Wanda's powerful, but I don't think she has full control of her powers. Like she, even in the series, she said that she doesn't know how this happened.
Yeah,
She just kind of felt, what was it, empty, and it just kind of manifested itself, right?
yeah, and it's just her subconscious took over. Like she has all this power, but she doesn't actually know how to use it.
Right. Exactly.
But I think what they demonstrated at the end of episode 9 is she's learning how to use it, but she's learning how to use it in the worst way by going through the Darkhold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, in the comics, she trains with Agatha, and she
Yes.
becomes more powerful that way. But
Yeah.
obviously, that's not going to happen in the MCU lore. So we'll see.
No, but I am so glad they did not kill Agatha at the end of the show.
You want
Like,
her to be a recurring villain. I forgot
yes.
you said that.
That was another thing I said. They're gonna find a way to like push her to the sideline for a while, but she's gonna come back at some point.
I do like the actress.
There you go.
Katherine Hahn.
Yeah, Katherine Hahn, like she was amazing. Like she was just like I smiled every time she was freaking on screen.
Yo, she hammed it up for Agatha, and I loved every
Oh yeah,
second of it. Every second of it.
she was chewing all the scenery so hard in every episode. Like I just every time she came in the back door of the house, I was like, yes.
Yeah, she definitely enjoyed the part, I think.
Plus, the way everybody was freaking out over every little thing, every gift she brought over, or when she was in the room, there was a tiger statue. Like, just the wait, she put her finger on the tiger statue. That means something.
No, no, guys, it doesn't. It's just a thing. Yeah, everybody went a little crazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll call it Marvel withdrawals.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Which I was definitely riding some of that train. Some of those theories, I was like picking them up real quick.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Yeah.
I drank the Kool-Aid, like all
Yeah.
of it, like everything. I was like, oh, that could be interesting. Oh, I think that might be, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, that's possible. Okay, that could be a thing. I'd be so down if they did that.
Everybody, some of these guys had some crazy theories, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember any off the top of my head, but I just remember thinking that's crazy.
Yeah. I think that somebody made a connection with like the tiger statue and something else with the tiger, and Agatha was actually going to relate to her cat familiar that you mentioned before that transforms.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure at one point it's a cat. At one point, every cat familiar turns into a freaking tiger. That's just like standard movie and comic book trope.
I don't disagree with that. I don't. All right, so this also leads into the mid-credits scene, right, with the scroll. I like that reveal.
Yes.
I enjoyed that reveal quite a bit.
Yeah, go through that one for me because I only partially remember it at this point.
Well, so it was one of the either FBI or SWORD agents comes and gets Monica Rambeau and asks to meet somebody in the theater, right? I forgot what it was. It was probably some ranking officer. I forgot his name, which is probably something I should remember because I think it was a name drop. But
it probably was.
Yeah, but when they get there, she transforms back into a scroll and she's like, oh, yeah, you're grounded, but I have a friend that needs to see you. And she points up, right?
Yeah.
So that leads into Nick Fury on the space station or whatever.
Yep.
That was it. Spider-Man, right?
Yep, and which the Spider-Man movie takes place roughly something like 6 months after this.
Right. But it was revealed in the Spider-Man movie that Nick Fury was never on Earth anyway. And Mariah Hill, they were on that space station the whole time.
Yep, which I did think about many times, and I had to point this out to a few friends, that the one problem with the theory of she was going to reverse House of M at the end of the show was the end of Endgame. I mean, not Endgame, Far From Home. That the fact that like Peter, nobody makes a mention of like all these people with superpowers just showing up all the time, like mutants, like maybe that wasn't going to happen, but that they did acknowledge that like, oh, a multiverse exists, that's where Mysterio came from. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we thought Wanda was going to create the multiverse, right? That was one of the theories we came up with.
Yeah, and she was gonna have a hand in like opening up the multiverse or whatever, and that theory still stands, depending on where Doctor Strange falls in the timeline.
Right.
Was there anything else in the season finale? Like we had the Darkhold scene and the mid
and end credits, right?
Yeah.
Well. So wait, do we know where Photon's gonna be the next movie? Is it Captain Marvel 2?
No, actually, I have no idea. I don't think anything was officially announced yet.
Right.
I would imagine she would probably show up in Captain Marvel 2, especially if they're doing like Nick Fury in space. I would just love that movie title, Nick Fury in space. Actually, fuck Captain Marvel 2. Give me Nick Fury in space. Co-starring Captain Marvel and Photon. Like, they can be there.
I
And
mean,
it's just Nick
technically,
Fury yelling at things a lot.
yeah, but well, think about it. Technically, it could be Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
It could be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I'm not sure yet, but that might have been scrapped.
Has it?
I don't know. Actually, that's one I'm gonna have to research. I saw something about certain Phase 4 projects getting scrapped. And since they were waiting on James Gunn to come back from doing the Suicide Squad movie, like, it might be scrapped.
Well, that one got scrapped, but uh, well, I'm looking at something about casting for this movie. I don't see anything about it being scrapped.
Maybe it didn't get scrapped then, but I think the next movie, at least, that the Guardians of the Galaxy show up in is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Sorry, what was that? I was typing.
The Guardians of the Galaxy are going to show up in Thor: Love and Thunder,
Oh, yes, I heard that too.
which I'm also down with this. Less solo titles and more, hey, let's get small groups of people together.
Mm.
I mean, that's a very comic book thing. And it's like,
Yeah.
hey, let's get all these small groups together.
Right, right. No, I mean, MCU, just get them back and forth and just in each other's movies. Yeah, I like that. Like Thor Ragnarok had what? The Hulk and
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie and all this stuff. And I want Valkyrie back. Like,
Yes,
she needs
and
to be
I think she is coming back for Thor: Love and Thunder.
good. I like the actress too. So
Yeah, I like her, and I just recently rewatched that movie, and like just her introduction, drunk, falling off her own ship, but kicking everybody's ass. I'm like, I appreciate you.
you related to that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was like my dream girl.
I don't disagree with you in any
Yep, I knew
aspect.
you were gonna say I don't disagree.
I do say that a lot, don't I?
You do.
Shut up.
You know. You
Don't
know what
call
I'm
me.
saying?
Don't call me out on my bullshit.
The same like three things you always say all the time in any situation.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you were saying.
Do you? Do you?
Yeah, yeah. For any
Hey.
few people who actually listen to this, I started calling him out in person on this when he would try to have real conversations with people, teach them a life lesson, and he would end with a, "Do you see what I'm saying?" And I would put a dead stop on whatever was actually going on to call him out.
I hate you so much. You know that,
Hmm.
right? No. So I compared this show to Lost, like the first few seasons of Lost before it went to shit,
Okay.
where everybody was looking for that one detail hint. Like I remember in Lost when I was watching the first few seasons where they literally put clues in the code of the website.
Yep.
Yeah, like stuff like that. And it kind of reminded me of that, and I really enjoyed it because it was kind of a mystery, right?
Yeah, I liked the first few, like the first half in particular of the show very much for that same reason, I guess. 'Cause I used to be a big fan of Lost.
Yeah, yeah, so was I. So, like you said, episodes 7, 8, and 9 were your favorite episodes, right? And I agree with that. But I don't think those episodes would have been that good without the first 6 because the build up was done phenomenally, in my opinion.
I agree with that. A lot of people I know had a problem with the build up, but that's kind of I was holding my hand up and saying like, no, they're building up. Like
Right,
this
right.
is like you and I definitely agreed on that while it was happening because I remember us having a conversation one day where it was like, no, they're setting this up, and I guarantee you in episode like 5 and 6, all of a sudden like a bunch of these like questions are gonna be revealed, and then leading up to 7, 8, and 9, they're gonna go full like ham on everything.
Which is what they did.
Yeah.
Right. So like, what was it? Episode one had the blinking light, right? The red one, right?
Yep. And that turned out to be the bomb,
Right.
which that was a big theory everybody had.
But I like the small connections like that. Yeah, there was a lot of major reveals and stuff, but it's the subtle things, right? So episode one, two, and three, all the little things with the radio and her kind of what is it? Kind of snapping out of it for a second, but then going back into her fantasy. It was like daydreaming, I want to say. But
Yeah, I'll go with that.
episode four was a pretty good reveal episode where it showed the outside of the hex, right? With
Hmm.
Monica Rambeau, which was a pretty big reveal in itself, right? What's his name? Jimmy Woo? What was his name?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Jimmy Woo.
yeah. He was
Um,
a badass in this. Like
oh, dude, I love him, and I love him as an actor, Randall Park.
Randall Park. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I
But
think my first introduction to him was The Interview,
yeah, as Kim Jong
where he
Un.
played you.
Yeah. Well, shut up.
Nope, you
go,
agreed. Can't take it back.
go fuck yourself.
If anyone didn't know, in here is actually Kim Jong Un in disguise.
Oh god, the FBI is gonna listen to this, and I'm gonna get swatted in my house right now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That makes sense. Anyway,
I'll make popcorn.
but like Jimmy Woo, like Randall Park, he's fresh off the boat. He has all the comedy roles, right? I enjoyed him kicking ass in this role though.
Yeah. Granted, there was only like the one scene where he actually fought anybody, but him and Monica just like gave each other a quick glance, beat the shit out of these security guards, and just like Darcy's like, "What the hell, guys?"
Well, I like the scene at the end where he pocketed the phone
Yes, his
and he
sleight of
called the
hand.
FBI. Can you be here in an hour?
The greatest character arc of anybody in Marvel. I stand by this. In Ant-Man 2, he gets jealous of the fact
Ah,
that
yes.
yeah, that freaking Paul Rudd can do sleight of hand. So then he spends part of the movie trying to learn sleight of hand tricks, and by the time this show comes out, he's mastered them.
Yeah, he did the business card out of
Yep,
nowhere thing, right? Yeah.
yep. After that, I actually went online and I was practicing it.
Of course you were. Because
I
you're a
did the
nerd.
full Jimmy Woo
Because
because
you're a nerd.
they had that scene in Ant-Man 2 where he's covering up his computer screen and scrambling, like watching YouTube, learning how to do it.
All right, but anyway, um, back to WandaVision. Because we get sidetracked a lot.
For the 47th time.
Only 47? I think we were up at like 50 something. Anyway.
Ah, might be.
No, but the build up and the little things. Like the nod in the Halloween episode where Hugh?
Everybody's wearing their old costumes.
Well, yeah, that one. But when she was out with their kids, right?
Hmm.
They were talking to the um,
Oh,
like the
Herb.
neighborhood Herb, right? And he
Yeah.
was like, is everything all right? Do you want to change anything? Like the people were kind of somewhat aware of what was happening, but at the same time couldn't do anything about it,
Yes.
right? So like small things like that. I also enjoyed that at the end they showed the ramifications of what Wanda did to the citizens of Westview. Like they hated her. Dottie, right? She was like, I have a daughter, just let me hold her, let her out of her room. Like that
Yes.
line was um
Yeah, she was like, "I'll do anything you want. I'll play
right.
anything you want. Just please let my daughter out of her room."
Let me hold her. Like that line, especially,
Yeah.
since I have cadence now. But like stuff like that, like
Yeah, as a parent, you felt that.
right.
That look at the end of the series that everybody in town was just giving her, and she's going through her speech of like, I might have been the bad guy. I wasn't trying to, but nobody here, no matter what I say, it's not going to change their mind.
Exactly. I like that it was real.
Yeah.
It wasn't a happy-go-lucky ending where everything is good, you know?
Yeah, it's not like everybody cheered Wanda in the end and was like, "Woo, like thank you."
Yes,
Like,
there are consequences to your actions.
yeah.
That thing. Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I'd have to say the same. Like, I just genuinely really liked this show. I'd put it up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna binge it again when I have time at some point. I'm gonna watch everything through because a week in between you're gonna forget details, stuff like that. Like I'm looking forward to having what? Let's see. It was 8 episodes at 30 minutes each, so 4 hours, so 5 hours technically runtime. It would be nice to just binge it.
Yeah, I think this is more rewatchable for me than a lot of other Marvel movies.
Well, yeah, I'm on a Star Wars kick right now. I just finished Clone Wars for the first time. Yes, yes, for the first
Oh,
time.
yes, you finally watched the
I
animated series.
finally
And
watched the
and
Clone
you
Wars.
finished it?
Yeah, I finished it like right before we started recording. Actually, I was watching the last episode.
Ah. All right.
But
Not to get
well,
sidetracked, but you like it?
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that later.
Just say yes or no, you son of a bitch.
Yes. What am I
Okay,
saying
good.
yes and no to?
If you liked it.
Oh, yes. I didn't even hear that question.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yeah. This is top 10 TV series. I want to even put it up there.
I'd be down with that. Like, I always have a hard time putting numerical values on things, but this was definitely up there for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have rewatched a couple of the episodes week by week, and I'll rewatch the whole thing again. Um, Definitely recommend it.
I mean, it's short enough. It's shorter than one Lord of the Rings movie, the whole series, the extended version. But,
Yeah, I was about to say at least the extended versions.
but it's about the length of one Lord of the Rings movie. So definitely bingeable.
Yeah. And I might get some hate for this, but I would rather watch this than The Lord of the Rings again.
I agree. But I would also
Ooh.
watch Lord of the Rings after it. So.
Well, on that note, I mean,
Wait.
we'll just leave the hate
Yeah,
there.
you're gonna get so much hate for this.
We, I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out on HBO this month, which you need my HBO password, don't you?
Oh yes, yes. Tell the FBI that's listening that.
Yep, they're already listening to us, Kim Jong Un. We've gone too far.
No, but I do need that so that I can. What's next? Godzilla, right?
Godzilla's at the end of the month. Don't have and then we also have the Snyder cut of Justice League, which I
Oh
know you didn't really watch the Justice
no,
League.
I didn't watch it at all. But did you hear that they released it early by mistake?
No.
So on HBO Max for like a few hours, when you played Tom and Jerry the movie, it actually played the Snyder cut of Justice League.
Those sneaky bastards, because one, I would never click on the Tom and Jerry movie. I was like, I've been on HBO Max. Like,
No, I think it was a complete mistake.
oh no, it absolutely was. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that is literally like the one thing I would not have clicked on.
Yeah, it was like the Tom and Jerry movie, and it would play the Snyder cut of Justice League.
Ah,
You didn't hear that?
no.
Yeah, it happened like 2-3 days ago, I think.
Ah, that hurts my soul, because I would have just laughed through that whole thing. I would have had to rewatch it because I wouldn't have been paying attention. I would have been crying, laughing at the irony.
I'm pretty sure they took it down by now, but still.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
But
But
yeah, we do have that coming, right?
and we also have Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That starts next week, right?
I
That's on the 19th.
Yes, I believe you're correct. So that's next week that's starting up. So you and I
Right.
were talking about a plan of what to watch leading up to it.
Yeah.
To
So the three Captain Americas
Yep.
and Endgame
Yeah,
and Infinity
probably.
War.
Yeah, Infinity War and Endgame. I think
Uh,
those are the five movies to watch. If anything, could probably get away with only Endgame,
yeah.
just in terms of like understanding what's going on leading into Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I think those are the five movies in particular that anybody needs to watch going into the show.
Well, yeah. It's everything. The history of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, literally the
And
second
Captain
movie is
America.
and Captain America, but the second movie is literally called the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll watch those at some point during now and next week, and then we could talk
Yep.
about that.
Yeah, we can talk about those next week, and if anything else comes up, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think we'll have topics while I was home for these last 2 weeks. Watched a lot of anime.
Uh,
Talk about that at one point.
yeah, you're playing. What the hell are you playing? What's this? Telling me on Discord, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I was playing that in the background. I actually leave that on sometimes in the background because I can level up my guys without actually being on it. I
you
just
know,
leave them on the farm.
I really don't game shame, but I'm pretty game shaming you on this one.
I'm at the end game of the game, and this is the sequel game. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. I've already played through it.
Look, I know you're a Digimon fan, but these games are bad.
Look, I'm trying to get Omnimon and Omnimon Schwartz and Ophanimon, Magnadramon. Like, look, I have a team planned out. I have a whole theme. Leave me alone.
You are speaking another language. That was not even English. What the hell?
Oh, wait till we start playing Pokemon together.
Oh, I gotta watch those trailers. I haven't watched them yet.
You haven't watched the Pokemon trailers yet?
Look, I'm sorry.
Okay. Then at the beginning of next week, we'll talk about those too.
Yeah, what is it? Brilliant Diamond
Shining
what was the
Pearl
other
or
one?
something like that.
Shining Pearl.
Yeah, we
Right.
got those remakes
And
and Pokemon Legends Arceus.
yeah, the open world one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to watch those trailers because I want to play those games.
yeah,
Sword and Shield was a little bit of a disappointment. So
yeah. And I think Arceus is gonna be like the Legends game. The open world one is gonna be a bit of a game changer, which I like that concept. So, but we can talk about that more next week.
yeah. I need to look up some things. I saw like it's Breath of the Wild kind of a thing,
Yep.
which would be I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it would be pretty nice.
Yeah. On that note, we'll have to come up with drinks for next week too. We'll talk about that, and I don't know. Anything else you want to put on the docket for next week?
Mm, no. There's not much. I'm enjoying Valheim right now. It's a fun game.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that, and that sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's survival, and I could just kind of mindlessly play, so it's pretty cool. No, I'm actually pretty looking forward to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, I didn't think I'd enjoy WandaVision as much as I did,
Yeah,
so I am looking forward to the next one. And this one's supposed to be a little more.
actiony,
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
gay.
Less serious. No.
I mean, I just want to put the two of them together sometimes. Just be like, God damn it, just kiss.
They do have great chemistry.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
They bicker like an adorable married couple.
They do. Yeah. What else are you looking forward to?
Really like Godzilla.
Yeah. You are a Godzilla fan.
Yeah.
So am I. I think you're a bigger Godzilla fan than I
Yeah,
am.
don't Godzilla shame me. Just because I might know more than you. But they also
Look,
there's
look.
Godzilla.
You and your photographic memory on useless shit.
Yep. No, I could have been a doctor.
I don't know anyone that can spout nonsense from Pokemon and Digimon like you can.
Yep. No, I know way too much about fictional worlds and creatures. Give me a monster
Jesus.
and a fictional world. Isekai me away, for God's sakes. Like, I will rule it.
But yeah, I am looking forward to that. And yeah, I got nothing else, man.
Cool. You want to, what's our Twitter and stuff? Should we plug stuff like that?
Sure. I think we'll put it in the comments because I don't know off the top of my head. If you liked our shenanigans, what is it? Subscribe and like and whatever platform that you're doing this.
Yeah.
Add comments because, whether you liked it or not, comments help spread the news.
And I actually like to read stuff. If you want to criticize how, like, choppy and nonsensical we are, I'll laugh about that and I'll agree with you.
Probably. We both have pretty thick skin, so we don't care.
Yeah. Because we're both assholes.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we are assholes.
Well, yeah, check us out on anywhere. Just Google NerdVector for now. We'll get better information in the future then.
Yes, our YouTube channel with nothing on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, this will go on it.
You can. Yeah, I guess it can.
Yeah.
But
Everything's got to be a first.
yeah. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
I've been Shay. He's been Inchan. Peace out.
Bye, guys.